Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschathyate Satarine. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmiritamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Svapadantikam. Mandegam Sri Guru Shiv Tapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunadan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sagitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namusute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarvyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Chapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namagam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Isvaraga Paramaha Krishnaga Satchidananda Vigrahaga Anadi Radhir Govindaga Sarvakarana Karanam. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the knowledge by which we can directly perceive ourselves. Pratyaksha Vagamam Dharmyam. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, now we are successfully studying in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Understanding about Krishna's opulence, Vibhuti, so it's Vibhuti Yoga. So we are understanding everything here because Arjuna is asking Krishna to tell him in detail about him, about Krishna. Vistarenatmano yogam vibhudim cha janartana bhuyaha kadayaka triptur shunvato nasti me amritam. So you just tell me in detail. So he's asking that Vistarenatmano yogam vibhudim cha janartana. So I want to hear to my satisfaction because by hearing about you, I'm never satiated and there is nothing else nectar to me other than hearing about you. That's what Arjuna told Krishna. Same applies to us also. Hearing about Krishna only brings us so much of happiness. So when we hear about Krishna, when we do everything, when we focus on Krishna, then we are going to lead a very, very happy life. Following Krishna's instructions only brings us happiness, brings us peace of mind. We need to follow Krishna all the time. Krishna's mercy only brings us happiness. Otherwise, it is full of miseries. In this life, everywhere, everyone due to ego, so they all talk all kinds of nonsense. When a person especially has this ahankara, so that's our worst enemy actually. So because we think that I'm the doer, everyone has to listen to me, so I'm the great. So that's what this ahankara means. A person is a demon. Ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manya. So a person due to ahankara thinks that he is the doer. That's what ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manya. So we will always thinking that because of ahankara, because of false ego, we think that I am the doer. So we need to free ourselves from ahankara. How we can do that? We need to lose ahankara. How we can do that? Only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So we are bound inside this world, material world, when we think that we are the doer. So that is a mistake. We have already studied this so many times. But how can we stop doing them? How can we stop thinking that I am the doer? How can we stop thinking that others are also the doers? We need training for them. Anything, training is needed. Even when we are born as a child needs training to sit, to stand, to walk, to do everything, to turn around, to sit, to stand, to walk. Everything training, even our legs and everything. And once our nervous system, motor nervous system, the training is given, then that happens. But if we, after getting all this training, if we stop walking, if we just sit in one place only, don't walk at all, if we don't do any work at all, then we will forget about everything. Then we cannot even walk. Even at very young age also, even at the age of 20, 30 also, if we don't walk at all, if we just sit in one place only all the time, then our brain will lose that capacity, that all the training what we gain, everything is lost, because there is something known as plasticity in our brain, because the portion which is used to give the commands for walking and all. So if you don't use that portion of the brain, so then that will be used for something else. So then we cannot do walk anymore. We cannot do things like that. So like that, we need to understand that in order to free ourselves from ego, we need to train and we need to keep doing that training. That's what is very important. So that means what we are doing right now, studying Bhagavad Gita, we need to keep doing this. This we should never stop. Because the moment we are stopping this or not connected with Krishna, not connected with this Bhagavad Gita, means then slowly we will forget, and this material modes of material nature, they will take full control, and then we'll be running after material sense objects until the time of death. That's why Chintam Aparimeyam cha Pralayantam Upashitaga. So Pralayanta means until the time of death, will be running after material sense objects. That's not good. So we need to run after Krishna only all the time. We need to train our mind to focus only on Krishna all the time. So we should not have any ahankara, no false ego. All the time our mind should be thinking only about Krishna only, not about anyone else. So that's very important. So knowing about Krishna, which we are very fortunate, we are knowing about Krishna from Bhagavad Gita, and we are very fortunate to know about what Krishna is teaching us also. So through that only, in fact, we are knowing about Krishna. So Krishna's instructions, we are studying, understanding, and we are knowing everything about Krishna from this Bhagavad Gita. And once we practice this Bhagavad Gita, following Krishna's instructions and doing everything for Krishna, so that's what keeps us in Krishna consciousness. And this practice should continue. We should never ever stop this. That's what is very important. And it should continue, and we need to keep doing it, and we need to keep progressing. And that way we will be able to make continuous progress towards Krishna. So then our mind will be very, very, like yesterday we studied that our mind is always young, and we need to keep our mind focused only on Krishna, and we should not be worrying and thinking about anything else. So that way we need to keep practicing that. If we are worrying about something, that means we are fools, because we don't know that by thinking about Krishna, we don't have to worry about anything. So remembering Krishna only is very, very important. Focusing our mind on Krishna only is very, very important. So if we focus our mind on Krishna all the time, then by Krishna's causeless mercy, we will be able to reach Goloka. So this opportunity we have to fully use it, and we are using it, and we should not lose it. And we know that this material world is so much, Maya is very powerful, and we will be, if we are attached to material sense objects, so then we are going to be easily, we will be carried away. Even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away our intelligence. Indriyanamgi charatam yanmanonu vidiyate. Tadasya harati prajna vayunnava vivamas. Even a person who is endeavoring to control the mind, the senses are so strong and impetuous, they forcibly carry away the mind. Yatato hi api kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaga indriyani pramatini haranti prashabam managa. So indriyani pramatini. So the senses are very strong. Indriyani pramatini haranti prashabam managa. So it carries away our mind. So that's what we need to understand. So we need to understand from this Bhagavad Gita that we need to focus our mind only on Krishna. Then only we will have intelligence. So this opportunity, what we have got now, we have to make use of it and keep growing and keep basically progressing. That's a very important one. So that means in the 24 hours a day, what we have got, it should be, the time should be, because Krishna himself is the time, so we should be able to utilize this time very fully in Krishna consciousness. We should watch each and every moment that whether we are deviating from Krishna's instructions or not, and we have to focus. And Krishna, of course, will create opportunities for us. That's what I'm telling always, every day. Even though our circumstances right now, it may not be so much conducive for many devotees, because that's the problem with the devotees. They may say that, oh, my family members are not Krishna conscious, no one is listening to me, and all such problems are there. So for some devotees, when everybody is a devotee of Krishna in the family, they are really, really very, very gifted, and they should all together serve Krishna and progress very fast. But for others also, if we have that kind of situation where we are at a house family where others are not Krishna conscious, but still if we are very much dependent on Krishna, if we have full faith on Krishna, so then by Krishna's causeless mercy, we will be able to reach Goloka. There is no doubt about it. We will be able to make use of this life itself very well. Because our mind remembering Krishna, we have to be very strong. We need to be focused. So that's what is very important. We should not give way to simply waste this life, because that's very important. Because no one, we think that relatives, friends, and children, and parents, and spouse, and all such things we think. But we need to understand that the reality, the fact is that all these relationships exist only until the time we live here. The moment we leave this body, then afterwards, nothing, no relationship can come and help us at all. Everyone is helpless. That's what we need to understand. So that way, understanding very well that anyhow, we are going to be disconnected from everyone in this world. There is a reality, that is a fact, that's going to come. That can come at any time, any day. We cannot simply think that, oh, I can live several years until the age of 90, 100. So let me focus on the material when here and there. That's not correct. Because life is not guaranteed for anyone. And in fact, if we are going to live longer, that's really great. So we can make use of this life as much as possible. And we should progress towards Krishna in this life itself as much as possible. That's what is the very important key. So we have to make progress towards Krishna in this life itself. We should go to Goloka, if possible, in this life itself. Jitaga sadgav yesam swami sthitam managa nirdosam gi samam brahma tasmat brahmani te sthitaga. So in this life itself, jitaga sadgav, we can conquer the birth. Jitaga sadgav, only if we are able to keep our mind fully under our control. Yesam samye sthitam managa. Nirdosam ki samam brahma tasmat brahmani te sthitaga. So without any fault, nirdosam ki, we should become equal to Brahman, samam brahma tasmat brahmani te sthitaga. Therefore, they are situated in Brahman. That's what Krishna is teaching us. So we need to focus in our life how we can achieve, how we can go to Golok, how we can serve Krishna. So that's what is very important. For that, this Bhagavad Gita knowledge is going to help us. It is helping us. This Bhagavad Gita. It is helping us to become a yogi. And Krishna is helping us to focus our mind on Krishna, on Him. Even for that, we need Krishna's help only. To focus our mind on Krishna, we need Krishna's help. And Krishna only gives us intelligence. The intelligence comes from Krishna. And Krishna only gives us everything what we need because He is the source of everything. Only that can happen if we listen to Krishna. Krishna can give us everything good for us only if we listen to Krishna. Arjuna listened to Krishna, he got everything from Krishna. So we are listening to Krishna now. For us, this is our topmost priority every day, studying this Bhagavad Gita. This time is very important for us because we want to focus our mind on Krishna only. And Krishna is watching all these things. He is the overseer. He is the witness, Sakshi, Gatir Bharta, Prabhu, Sakshi. And Krishna is watching all these things and Krishna knows everything. So let us simply depend on Krishna. Let us serve Krishna. So that way, these days, especially Krishna's causeless mercy, we don't have to go out anywhere. We don't have to spend any money. We don't have to be stuck in the traffic. We don't have to do anything. Just sitting at home, just connecting on Zoom. So we are able to study and understand this Bhagavad Gita. So that's really, really amazing. This life is so wonderful that even in this material world, even though it is full of miseries, but we have got the opportunity to get out of this material world because we are getting this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, so which is the king of knowledge. So that way, simply by doing everything based on Krishna's instructions, so we are going to reach Goloka. This ahankara should go away completely. We should not be thinking that we are the doer. And we should be able to see the three modes of material nature doing everything, as I mentioned earlier. So that means we have to see through the eyes of this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. There is jnana chakshusha. So the fools cannot see this. Yatantogi akritatmanu nainam pasyanti. So akrata, so even if they try, they cannot see that. So, yadanto yoginas chainam pasyanti atmanavasiti. Yadantogi akritatmanu nainam pasyanti achetasa. So yogis can see that. Yogis can understand how the three modes of material nature are doing everything. The yogis can understand, but the fools cannot understand. The fools cannot see that. How we are struggling, how we are suffering, how we are changing bodies, how we are acting under the control of the modes of nature. Fools cannot understand all these things. Whereas a yogi can see that. So that's why Tasmad Yogi Bhava Arjuna. So we have to become a yogi. That's all. So you become a yogi Arjuna. Yogi Bhava Arjuna. That's what Krishna says. So Naite Shiti Partha Jnana Yogi Mukhyati Kaschana Tasmad Sarvesu Kalesu Yogi Bhava. So we should not be bewildered by the modes of material nature. So all the time we have to be a yogi. All the time we have to depend on Krishna. And Krishna's causeless mercy, we can solve all the problems. So in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, we are now studying. Krishna is explaining about his opulence. So what we studied until now. In sloka number 29, Krishna taught us that Anantaschasmi Naganam Varuno Yadasamaham Pitrunam Aryamachasmi Yamaha Samyamatamaham. Of many hooded serpents, Nagas. So Naganam. So I am the Ananta. So that's what Krishna says. Anantaschasmi Nagan. So Varuno Yadasam. So I am the Varuna. So of aquatic beings, the controller of aquatic, controlling the water. So the demigod controlling the water, I am Varuna. Pitrunam Aryama Chasmi. So of all the Pitrus, I am Aryama. Yamaga Samyamatama. So I am Yama, the Lord of Death. So of all the regulators, the controllers, dispensers of law, I am Yama. Then in the next sloka, what we studied yesterday, in the sloka number 13, Prahladaschasmi Daityanam Kalaga Kalayatamaham Mriganam cha Mrigendroham Vainateyascha Pakshinam. Prahladaschasmi Daityanam. Of all the Daityas, I am Prahlada. And I am the time, the subduer. Of all the subduers, I am the time. Kalayatham. Kalaka. I am the time. Of all the animals, beasts, I am the lion. So that's what Mriganam cha Mrigendro. Vainateyascha Pakshinam. And of all the birds, I am Vainateyascha, Garuda, eagle. That's what Krishna says. Among the Daitya demons, I am the devoted Prahlada. Among subduers, I am time. Among beasts, I am the lion. And among birds, I am Garuda. Then in the next sloka, what we are studying today in the sloka number 31. Pavanaga Pavattamasmi Ramaga Shastra Brithamakam Jashana Makarashasmi Sotasamasmi Janavi. Of all the purifiers, I am the wind. Pavanaga Pavatam Asmi. Ramaga Sastra Britam Aham. So of all the wielders of weapons, I am Rama. And Jasanam Makaraschasmi. Of all the fish, I am the shark. Makaraschasmi. Shotasam Asmi Janavi. Of all the rivers, I am the Ganges. Shotasam Asmi Janavi. So of purifiers, I am the wind. Of the wielders of weapons, I am Rama. Of fishers, I am the shark. And of flowing rivers, I am the Ganges. So that way, Krishna is everything. That's what we need to understand. Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhana Swami Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Ram Hare 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, 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 Hare 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Brinda Mataji. Nisa Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Guruji, thank you for the class today, Guruji.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Again, today also we learned so much about Krishna, that of all purifiers, Krishna is the wind. Of the wielders of weapons, Krishna is Rama. Of all fish, Krishna is the shark. Of all the flowing rivers, Krishna is the river Ganga. Yeah. So Guruji, every day we are getting closer to Krishna and learning so much about Krishna. Thank you so much, Guruji, for all your efforts in keeping us in Krishna consciousness.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavot Pranam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Nandi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Brinda Mataji.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna, Brinda Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Guruji,
Yes, Mother, I am able to hear you. Yes, ma'am.
I cannot hear.
Or you are not able to hear me, Mataji? I am able to hear you. Hare Krishna, I am able to hear you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Lakshmi Sridhar Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji, Pranam Guruji.
Pranam Prabhu.
By the costless mercy of Krishna, I could attend today's class. Other days I could not attend. By costless mercy of Krishna, I could attend today's class, Bhagavad Gita, the 10th chapter, which explains us the opulence of Krishna in various ways. Arjuna asks about Krishna in detail, and hearing about Krishna brings us happiness. On following Krishna's instructions also brings us happiness. Otherwise, this life is full of miseries. We have to get rid of ahankara only by the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. We should stop thinking, I am the doer. That is the way how to get rid of ahankara. In order to free from ego, we need some training. That is by studying Bhagavad Gita without stop. Until death, we will be running around material objects that we should think only about Krishna, then only we can get some relief. Keeping always in Krishna consciousness, to continue to focus only on Krishna. Remembering Krishna always, we don't have to worry about anything. Senses normally will forcibly carry over our mind, but once we focus our mind on Krishna, that can be one win over. Krishna creates many opportunities for us. We should have full faith on Krishna. We need to understand all relations exist up to death. We should avoid focusing on material world. In this life itself, we can go to Goloka. For this, we need Bhagavad Gita knowledge. Krishna gives us intelligence and everything, whatever we want, only if we listen to him, as Arjuna got it. And Krishna knows everything, watching everything. By following Krishna's instructions, we can go to Goloka. Yogis can understand about 3 modes of nature. Fools cannot understand. We have to try to become yogi. All the time we have to depend on Krishna. In the earlier slokas, in the 29th sloka, Krishna is telling, I am the Ananta of many hooded serpents. I am the Varuna of aquatics. I am the Pitrus of, among the Pitrus, I am Aryama. And among dispensers of law, I am the Lord Yama. In the 30th sloka, Krishna is telling, of all the demons, I am Prahalada. Or of the subduers, I am the time. Of all the beasts, I am the lion. Of all the birds, I am Garuda. In 31st sloka, Krishna is telling, of all purifiers, I am the wind. Of all carriers of weapons, wielders of weapons, I am Rama. Of all the fishes, I am the shark. And of all the rivers, I am the Ganga. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ipsa Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you for this class, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, how to control your anger? How to control your anger? Whenever you feel angry, how to control your mood?
If you don't have any attachment on the material sense objects, then there is no way we will get angry. We should not be attached to anything. We should be attached only to Krishna. That's the only way we can have no anger. No, we can control our anger.
Okay, Guruji. I will try. Means anger. I'm so attached with my mother, but sometimes I'm angry with my mother.
Yes,
It's small things, so I feel little depressed.
We should be attached only to Krishna, and we should think that we are doing everything only for Krishna. Then there is no way for anger. Because anger comes from attachment. Because dhyayato vishayan pumsagam sangaste supajayate. So when we think about sense objects, we develop attachment for such sense objects, on those sense objects. Sangat sanjayate kamaga. So then from that Sangha attachment, we will develop strong desire to enjoy that sense object. Then Kamat Krodho Abhijayat. So from the Kama, Krodha comes, anger comes. So that's why we should always think about Krishna. You understand that, Mataji?
Okay, Prabhuji, I understand.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare.
Subbalakshmi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare.
Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful class, Prabhuji. Where daily we are waiting exactly that time
Yes,
only.
Yes, Mother.
Is Krishna says, Naganam, Rishinam,
Yeah.
everything is, I am in that Ukshanam Aswada.
Yes, Mother.
We are listening to this, we leave all the angry and follow that rules, Krishna's rules.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful class. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Palniappan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
So as this today class also is really very interesting to hear about what is Krishna in different sense. That's a very interesting thing to learn actually. For complete so many slokas he explains who is he in the world, today our material world. So it's a very, really interesting chapter. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Thank you very much for the class, Guruji. Wonderful class about how the senses carry away our intelligence. And also the answer to Ipsa Mataji was very good.
Yes.
That anger also is arising out of that same getting attached. That you are telling us so many times, at least 10 times in a month.
It's not that that's a
Yeah, but every time we hear it, at least it renews our resolve to get out of attachment.
you have to somehow get out of it. Krishna will help.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. We
Hare
can
Krishna.
discuss offline how to meet on Sunday,
Yes,
Guruji.
Mataji, I will call you today later. Yes, Mataji, I will call you sometime.
And Palniappan Prabhu, Ravichandran Prabhu, anybody else also would like to come.
Yeah, maybe we can plan on that. Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
We'll have some kind of maybe just trying to think. Maybe some kind of Zoom discussion we can have. Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
We'll plan. Maybe today. I don't know. I will check with everyone and then we'll arrange. Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
Mataji.
Guruji. Okay, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Satyendra Singh Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji, Pranam.
Pranam Prabhu, Pranam.
Really interesting, wonderful class session today also. Really, I enjoyed the session and the interaction with the devotees. In the beginning, you have really given wonderful tips that you have described the working of the mind. We have to train it. And if it is not being trained daily, then something other occupies and we get distracted. So we have to constantly train our mind and constantly remember Lord Krishna, so that we can move in the forward direction towards Krishna consciousness. Really, these are wonderful things and wonderful observations and tips to train our mind. Always remember Krishna. And it is wonderful. Thank you, Guruji, for your wonderful class. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Sunil Shivas Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Mohanan Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Pranam Guruji.
Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Pranam.
Thank you so much for the class, Guruji.
Yes,
Again, wonderful session, Guruji.
Yes,
really enjoy the class. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you for your effort, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare.
Sunil Shivas Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Dandavad Pranam. Dandavad Pranam, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Pranam, Guruji.
Pranam. Pranam, Guruji. Pranam. Pranam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, what's your son's name, Prabhu?
Yuvan, Guruji, Yuvan.
Yuvan. Hare Krishna, Yuvan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let us listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan now.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,